How could they all be caught? The dimwits. Looks like it's time for a jailbreak, Carmen Sandiego style. A few tweaks to the chronoskimmer, and I'll be there in no time. You fools need bailing out, I see. I'll just chronoskim you past those outdated bars. Stand back. I have more history hijinks planned for us. So, back to the past we go.
Time, Detective. I've got a major bummer bulletin. Carmen Sandiego has just chrono-skimmed into Acme Jail and then back out again with her heinous horde in tow. That's right. She used our technology to pull a jailbreak. How embarrassing. Now, we've reinforced the prison with trans-temporal laser bars, so another jailbreak can't happen. But of course now those crooks are back out there pilfering paraphernalia from the past. They must be recaptured. It's a good thing you're out there on the job. Right now, you're fast-forwarding to 1460, where something strange has happened in the Inca Empire's accounting. You'll have to straighten out this knotty problem. When you're visiting the center of a great empire, antiquity is the good guide you want on your side. Good luck up in the Andes, Detective, and don't get lightheaded in that mountain air.
You know, you'd think they'd serve more than just a snack on these long time flights. Antiquity here. If you're feeling woozy, it's the altitude. We're way up on top of the Andes, smack dab in the middle of the Inca Empire. The year is 1460, and that's Emperor Pachacuti Yupanqui over there, the head honcho of the Inca Empire.
May the mighty sun scorch the demon's eyeballs! Someone has stolen my quipus! All of our records lost. My empire will fall apart at the seams without them.
Whoa, he is losing it. We'd better investigate the situation.
Hello everybody, it's King of Koopas here. We're back for some more Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, or Carmen Sandiego's Great Chase Through Time. As you just saw, we had a jailbreak and now we had to recapture all the villains. A little bit of an interesting piece of trivia. If you go back and watch that part and look to the far right, you can actually see another character called Decrypt, which we never caught, but apparently somehow ended up in jail. Kind of a little interesting thing there. Maybe there are going to be more cases, who knows. Anyhow, right off the bat, first piece of the note.
Whoa, hey, that's a Carmen note! The thief was here!
Pachi's tears and sweat have made his reign the greatest yet. Okay, it doesn't tell us anything. Now let's go ahead and examine stuff before we talk.
Oh, look at the furry guinea pig. Cute little guy. What do you call it?
Dinner? That's a cuy, of course. With a little corn and plenty of salt, they are most tasty.
Oh, sorry I asked. See that pot? The Incas were a remarkably advanced culture, but they never got around to inventing the wheel, even pottery wheels. Pottery was made by coiling clay in strips instead of spinning it.
I tried doing that once. It didn't work too well.
That tapestry is woven from the wool of the llama. Wonderfully warm, that llama wool. Perfect in these cold mountain regions.
Those llamas are an essential part of the Inca transportation system.
When I joined my empire, I sit in this decorated traveling chair, which is carried by my servants. It's rather heavy, but a ruler must travel in style, you know.
Whatever.
The guys who carry it probably don't enjoy the trip as much as he does.
Yeah, I don't imagine. Alright, now finally let's talk.
My administration is in a shambles. The outer regions are already grumbling. I am the great Pachacuti, 9th ruler of the Inca Empire and descendant of the gods.
Keep telling yourself that.
Well, we could debate that point all day, but I'll tell you this. I'm the greatest Inca leader ever. My armies have conquered lands to the north and the south. My empire now includes over 12 million people. Well, first I rebuilt Cusco here, the capital of the empire. Then I really got busy, channeling rivers, building agricultural terraces, inventing state religions, those sort of things. I pride myself on an efficient empire.
You know, I'm gonna take it. It's a lot more gruesome than the way he's talking about it. I mean, they could say something like the Romans, how they did the same thing, but let's not get into that. We're past Rome.
My quipus have been stolen. Without them, I can't keep track of things in my empire.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that like 99.9% of the things that are stolen seem to be something related to records on the entire empire.
A quipu is a long strand of knotted string used to record numbers. It is very exact. I use quipus to track all important numbers related to my empire, like population counts and inventories of food. You see, all surplus food made by the people is collected here in Cusco. Then, if a particular region is struck by famine, I can send them some food from my royal stockpile. But without the quipus to keep track of the supplies, I can't distribute things. Well, since the theft of the quipus, my quipu kamayaks have been working overtime to recount everything. These royal accountants could really use some help. Go to the storerooms and speak to my head quipu kamayak. He will tell you what to do.
Okay, so that pretty much is we have to restore order, and trust me, as a kid, I never figured out the secret to this. I always had to get my parents to help. And finally, 13 years later, I finally figured out how to do it, so...
Goodbye, and remember, millions of my hungry citizens are counting on you.
Don't worry.
I guess it's not easy ruling over 12 million hungry people. Talk about job stress.
Yeah, no pressure. Don't worry. Before we talk to him, I want to go over to the, Actually, we're going to go there anyway, so let's talk to him instead.
These nuts are wearing me out. We'll never recount the supplies in time. Yes, I'm the head quipu kamayok. I'm in charge of all the quipus and all the counting.
And again, with everyone speaking English, even though Kipu Kawaii is obviously in another language, but whatever.
I count everything. Not only the number of citizens, but every item in our storerooms. I get so stressed sometimes I have to count llamas before I can fall asleep at night.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
After the theft, I'm trying to recount all the goods in the storeroom. We have corn, potatoes, and cotton here. But how much of each? I'm just not sure. It's a quipu. I have to knot hundreds of them to replace the ones that were stolen. Each of the knots has a number value, as does each color of string. By tying different knots on different colored strings, I can record exact numbers. Like the number of llamas in the empire, for example. Well, I was trained to do this in school, but it's not too hard. It's all in the fingers, really.
I think that would have been a little more interesting than what we're going to have to do, but you'll see.
Easy. See those storerooms? Please count everything inside each one. Then mark down the number by putting corn kernels on the nearest counting frame. Sure. By putting corn kernels in the empty spaces on the counting frame, you'll record specific numbers. Here's a big handful for you.
Whoops, sorry.
Pachamama, I cannot give you any more of my time. I'm sure you'll figure it out. The counting frame is a stone tablet divided into a grid. By filling in some of the boxes, you can record numbers.
Okay, so pretty much, yeah, we have to do that, and there is, like, nothing I ever found that explains how you're supposed to record, so it's pretty much just trial and error when you're a kid. I mean, now it's not that hard to figure out, but when you're a kid, it makes no sense. So let's just, go from left to right here. Let's start with this one.
Okay, wait here. I'll run a quick count. I counted 1,574 ears of corn piled in there. I know, I'm a really fast counter. It's a gift.
1,574.
Okay, let's use that counting frame.
Use the counting frame to mark down the number of corn cobs in the storeroom.
Now basically how this is going to work, it's kind of like, you fill in, like you say, this, that means 1, you fill in this, it means 6, you fill in this and this, that means 7. Very, very simple, but hell when you're a kid. So since we need 1,574, I believe it was, but one of the things that I never figured out as a kid, it actually goes from top to bottom. And this is because when the way you're looking at it, it looks like you want to go top to bottom, but when you're looking at it from when coming out of the storerooms, that's the correct way which you're reading from top to bottom. I'll just give you an example, like if I just put 1 here and then leave, I'll show you.
You've indicated that there is only 1 ear of corn in the storeroom.
No, that's not right. Try again. Okay, let's use that counting frame.
Use the counting frame to mark down the number of corn cobs in the storeroom.
I feel sorry for the guy that had to record all of this. Alright, so we won 1,000, I believe, 1,574, I think is what it was.
I see. So you say there are 1,574 ears of corn. That's correct. Will you do the same for the other storerooms? I have so much to do.
It's as simple as that. It's really simple once you figure it out, but when I was a kid, I could never figure it out.
Hang on to your hat. I'll be right back. 3,029 potatoes. The spuds were really flying in there.
I didn't get that. Hold on. Need to do that one more time.
Spud City. There are still 3,029 potatoes inside.
So there's 3,000...
Spud City. There are still
3,029.
Okay.
Please indicate...
Alright, so for this, since the hundredth column, there's nothing in it, we just leave it blank. That'll indicate a 0. So we want 3,000 to... what do I want here now? 5, 6, 7, 8, and that should be it.
According to what you've marked on the tablet, there are 3,029 potatoes. You have done me a great service. Don't stop now.
I like the way he said potato. Potato.
I'll be back in a flash. There are 628 piles of cotton in there. It's a shame the Incas don't know about t-shirts.
628?
Okay.
Please
so it's the same thing here, so we just want... Oh, no, we don't want to do that.
Please record the number of...
So we want this, 628. It's really that simple.
According to what you've marked on the tablet, there are 628 piles of cotton. Excellent work. You are rather handy with a counting frame. Now please go tell Pachacuti that we are finished at last with the storeroom inventories.
Man, that was so hard.
Hello again, my faithful friends. What news have you?
We're not your friends. I'm just kidding.
My profound thanks for your clever counting skills. But there remains one more important task to complete. Can you help me with it?
Sure, why not?
I need to transport some food to a distant village suffering from famine. Please gather about 100 potatoes from my royal storerooms and load them on a llama. And let me know when the loading is complete so I won't worry.
Oh yeah, and they had to pick the one with the 100th digit at 0, just to make it more complicated.
Spud heaven. I grabbed exactly 115 purebred potatoes and stuffed them in this sack. We're good to go.
Very good. But before you go, please adjust the counting frame to match the reduced number of potatoes in the royal storeroom.
No, we have enough potatoes already.
Okay, so now...
We still have 3,029 marked here. We'll need to account for the 115 potatoes we've bagged.
115, so now see, this is now a 2. This is now a 9. Let me make sure that's correct. I can't count. And that's right. Okay, so that's a 9. So now that's, oh my god, I don't want to think right now. There's 1. And now we want to take away 5 from 9, so that just leaves us with 4. I think this is correct, but...
I see. So you say there are 2 3,814 potatoes in the storeroom.
Nope, that doesn't match the we still have 3,029 marked here. We'll need to account for the 115 potatoes we've bagged.
150 and I'm sorry, I'm really tired right now, so I made a really stupid mistake. There we go, that's 9. Now this goes to 1 and we remove this.
I see. So you say there are 2,914 potatoes.
Perfect work, Detective. You've updated that counting frame to account for all the potatoes taken from the storeroom.
Okay, simple as that, okay.
Watch your step on the rope bridge. It's a long way down.
Thanks for the support. And here are llamas. Look at this, we have a second piece of the note.
Hey, those llamas must be good luck. We found a C note.
And let's see here, but none of them have quite the glint of something useful in a mint. Doesn't tell us anything. We'll examine the llamas. We're gonna have to come back here, so first of all, let's just put the sack here.
Perfect fit. Let's head back to Pachacuti and let him know the llamas are loaded and ready.
Hello again. No, thanks to you, I now have the Empire running smoothly again. But you might be able to help me interpret the strange symbols I found on this paper.
And look at that.
Holy mama llama! It's the 3rd Carmen note.
And the final part of the note is, hide beneath tears of the moon, and there I'll come to find you soon.
I'm activating the cuffs. Watch out, villain. Here we come.
Yeah, I love that. Because 3 buildings, you didn't know how much was in 3 buildings, and you needed 100 potatoes to some random part, the entire empire was about to collapse in on itself. Whatever you say. Alright, now, this is where the villain's hiding, but you may be wondering where. Well, first of all, let's examine stuff.
Did you know llamas are closely related to camels? They don't have a hump, but they do like to spit. Just like those camels back in Mali. There's potatoes in that sack. The potato plant is native to the Peruvian Andes, and it was a staple of the Inca diet. Spanish explorers took potatoes back to Europe, and soon everyone was growing them. Llamas are renowned for their soothing dispositions. Maybe we should get one for the chief.
Oh, you.
That sack is full of corn. The Incas and other South American Indians took wild corn and gradually transformed it into a cultivated plant called maize. That's corn to you and me. That sack contains gold, which the Incas called sweat of the sun. Gold was bountiful in the Inca Empire, and the great surplus gave the Spaniards an unhealthy interest in paying a visit. There are cloth blankets and clothing inside those sacks. The Incas wove cotton and llama wool into interesting patterns which often told stories. There's pottery in there. The Incas made pots by coiling strips of clay, since they hadn't invented the pottery wheel. There's silver in that bag. Silver, like gold, was commonly used by the Incas.
Alrighty, so that was telling us to hide beneath tears of the moon. Well, if you put 2 and 2 together, you can look in here, of course, but sweat of the sun is called gold. So wouldn't tears of the moon be something, you know, in a similar color to the moon? Well, gold is silver is roughly the same color, and this has silver in it. And also notice how it doesn't really give us much information in that either. So that means our thief is hiding in the tears of the moon, or more known by us, silver.
Smart move. Silver was called tears of the moon by the Incas. So our thief must be hiding in that sack of silver.
Thanks for repeating me.
Time for a high-energy high five. We've nabbed Jane Reaction. You're headed back to the Acme lockup, Jane. And with its patented new laser bar security, you won't be escaping again.
You've caught up with me again, agents. But you'll never accelerate fast enough for a collision with Carmen.
Congratulations! You re-jailed Jane Reaction, recaptured the accounting quipus, and fixed food distribution for the whole Inca Empire. Thanks to you, Pachacuti's kingdom will grow far and wide. And speaking of empire builders, Carmen has already pulled another time heist. Can you take the case right now?
Alrighty, and that was the next case. I'm not even sure what case we're up to anymore. I'm gonna say that was 10. But anyhow, that was that case, and the next case is gonna start a really tedious one. That is gonna be just absolutely fun to do. For those of you who played the game, you know which case is coming up, and it's annoying. It's as simple as that. Well, anyhow, I thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. I think I'm gonna get to record some Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'll see you next time.